This patient is a man in his 40s who felt a mass in his left submandibular triangle. The arrow is showing the mass, and I'm also showing cuts just above and just below the item of interest so that you can see what it connects to or doesn't connect to. So now would be a good time to pause the video and see if you can figure out what this mass represents. Everything about this mass just screams salivary tissue. It's got the same texture as salivary tissue. It's got the same density as salivary tissue. It's enhancing the same as salivary tissue. It looks like salivary tissue, but it's not in the right location. The reason I showed you these two other cuts was to show that it's not a displaced or ectopic sublingual gland, and it's not connected to the sublingual gland. Similarly, it's not connected to the submandibular gland. This mass is discrete and sits by itself somewhere between the submandibular gland and the sublingual gland. So what is it? Well, it turns out that we can get ectopic salivary tissue anywhere along the line between our submandibular gland and our sublingual gland. Sometimes there will be a loose communication with one of those two glands, and sometimes the ectopic salivary tissue will stand all on its own like it does here. Occasionally, this extraglandular tissue will go through the boutonniere in the mylohyoid muscle so that it is both intraoral and cervical. The key to the diagnosis is that everything about this, all of its CT appearance, is so much like the other salivary tissue depicted on the CT, and it's also in a characteristic location on a line between the sublingual and submandibular glands. That's how you can be confident that you're dealing with ectopic salivary tissue.